Nagini is in the next Fantastic Beasts movie. How awesome is that? Nagini used to be a person. What the fuck? Nagini is being played by an Asian woman. Oh yeah, Twitter is once again Twitter battlegrounds. Cam. I don't know about this one, man. I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know if this is a good idea. We're doing this. There's another Bookish World controversy, and it is that an Asian woman has been cast as Nagini. And I'll give you a spoiler alert on my opinion on this, just in case your intention was just to see what my opinion was and like or dislike based on that. I wholeheartedly disagree with the controversy. But you know, I plan on actually explaining why that is, so, I mean, if you're willing to stick around. Here's my intro, I guess. Uh-oh, is that my cisgender white male giving his opinion alarm? When I first saw this kind of controversy unravel on Twitter, I saw the main tweet that's been getting around. It's got like 1,000 or more retweets. I instantly became really angry, and my plan was, and this was not too long ago today actually, my plan was just to sit down and fucking rant, because I was pretty angry. But, you know, I gave it some time to cool down so that I don't just get on here and look like a fucking idiot. To people that already disagree with me and aren't going to change their mind either way, I'll probably already look like a fucking idiot, but I have the confidence that most people are willing to hear out and hear some discourse, at least on YouTube, rather than Twitter. But yeah, I had a long look through all of it, through all of the controversy, the arguments, etc., and while I'm absolutely not telling anyone that they don't have the right to be offended, I still disagree with what is being said about Fantastic Beasts and the casting choice. Basically, yeah, boom, Nagini used to be a human who is cursed and destined to permanently become a snake eventually. And that snake is, you know, Voldemort's snake in the Harry Potter series. And basically the controversy is that having a person of color, an Asian woman, portray the snake, who was what they're describing as a subservient pet to a evil white man, is extremely racist. I could summarize my opinion just by saying, maybe just let people of color play whatever the role they want to play. Maybe stop telling people of color that they should and shouldn't be playing this role. What I think is racist is the expectation that Claudia, the woman playing Nagini, should have been disqualified from having the role because she is Asian. You can see from videos and interviews, if you go have a look, that she is extremely excited about the role, and she's given some explanation into what the Nagini human character is going to be.
This is a very emotional moment for me.
I don't want to say anything.
I'm Nagini.
She's very happy about it, obviously, but now when she goes online, rather than seeing support, she's going to see people not so much tearing her down, but tearing the role down and minimizing it. Something else that I think is pretty racist is minimizing Nagini to nothing more than a subservient role, especially when you're talking about the human version in a movie that you haven't even fucking seen yet. Claudia did a little bit speaking about how the human is going to differentiate from the snake, and she has a big job ahead of her. She's bringing complexity and an actual emotional story to a character that was a snake, an important snake nonetheless. Nagini in the Harry Potter world was a massive threat and a huge character, and I would say isn't just Voldemort's subservient pet. If you read the series, you would see that there is a lot more of a relationship between Voldemort and Nagini than him just seeing her as his slave. There's a whole other layer to the controversy that is a lot more interesting and worth talking about a bit more than what I've just spoken about, which is how Nagini could be of the Asian descent that Claudia is. But again, that's based on a lot of assumptions and speculation as to how Nagini ended up where she was when Voldemort met her, in a world where people cast spells and turn into animals. A lot of people have also said it wouldn't be a problem if this Nagini role wasn't the only Asian representation in the film. And I 100% agree that there should be a lot more Asian and person of color representation in Hollywood and television. Where the fuck is Harry Shum Jr.? Underrated on Glee, underrated in Hollywood. I want more Harry Shum Jr. I'm just Just saying. But you can't say her playing Nagini is only problematic because that's the only Asian role, with the argument that it is a problematic role for an Asian woman to be playing. It's either problematic or it's not. That being the only Asian representation shouldn't be a variable in whether the role itself is problematic or not. And as always, it came back to J.K. Rowling is a disgusting racist. And it's just, it's crap. It's just crap. Are there a lot of parts in her series that could have been done better? Are there a lot of parts that probably shouldn't have been done the way they were? Yes, absolutely. Is J.K. Rowling a racist? Do 10 minutes of research on her as a woman and have a look at what she's done for communities and people in general, and you'll see that she gives a lot more of herself than people give her credit for. And like I said, there's a lot of parts of the Harry Potter series that you can absolutely pick at. Sure, I concede. But the general narrative of Harry Potter, the actual narrative was that the villain was someone who wanted purebloods or just wizards to be the sole inhabitants of Earth. That was seen as the evil, and the general moral stance of good was that friendship and inclusivity does not specifically fall into purebloods. You've got mudbloods, muggles, everyone has a place. That to me seems like an inherently anti-racist message for a series. Look, I'm venting here. I get there is a lot of genuine criticism about an Asian woman playing Nagini. I'm not disabling that. I'm just giving my opinion of why I think it's completely blown out of proportion. And it all comes back to this idea that we should be disqualifying certain people from playing certain roles because of their ethnicity, which, ironically, is the opposite of what that political side is trying to achieve, or so they say. And I say that political side, I'm pretty left-leaning. I consider myself left. I've had a similar conversation like this, a lot more passionately, in my conversation about diversity. I'll leave a card or something, but that might be an interesting follow-on from this if you want. I would recommend having a real look into some of the conversations that Claudia has had about her character, and stop minimizing her role and the fictional character of Nagini to nothing more than a subservient slave, and the word slave's been used, because that seems kind of racist to me. Maybe don't push the narrative that she should have been disqualified from being given that major role because she's Asian. I've seen the role of Nagini being more hyped up than young Dumbledore, which is kind of insane, and it makes good sense. This was a shock to a lot of people, and it's really exciting. I'm actually really excited to see Nagini as a person, as a woman. I think is going to be just fantastic. Seeing a woman play the complex role of someone who knows they're destined to become a beast. I don't know how sentient Nagini was. Obviously, she could understand English and follow instruction, but then that comes down to, is it just because Voldemort was Parseltongue? Did she remember that she used to be human? Who knows? I don't know. It's very, very interesting, and I'm optimistic that Claudia can bring a real layer of complexity and talent to the role. I doubt she would have been cast as such otherwise. Look, if you disagree with me, that's cool. I hope we can have a conversation about it in the comments. If my opinion here makes you so angry that you need to unsubscribe, that's fine. You do you. Thanks for sticking with me as long as you did. I just hope we can have some proper discourse, and at the start of the video, like I said, I was pretty angry, but actually venting about it, I feel a lot better now. I just want everybody to love everybody. Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody! Come on!
If you made it this far, thanks for hearing me out in full. I genuinely appreciate it, even if you are pissed at me now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, which will be a lot more lighthearted and not at all politically inclined, because I really do hate I hate that it's even considered politics into this, but yeah, the next one will be a lot funner. Thanks for watching. Catch ya.